father died, and he always believes that Arthur is responsible for his father's death, and that's why in this movie he keeps thinking about taking revenge from Arthur and keeps thinking of new ways so that he can kill Arthur and his family. Here he is also preparing his suit, and he is waiting for his suit to be ready so that he can fight Arthur again. After this the scene shifts again and we see a scientist in the movie. His name is Dr. Stephen Shin, who is basically a marine scientist, and he knows about Atlantis. Dr. Stephen Shin is researching about Atlantis, and he is trying to find Atlantis and go there so that he can show the whole world that the world like Atlantis really exists. Dr. Stephen Shin goes to Antarctica once for his research of Atlantis, and he is searching something in the snow there. But at the same time we see that an octopus-like monster attacks him, and that's why Dr. Stephen gets stuck with his partner there. But then he sends signals to his other friends, due to which, his partner Black Manta comes. After coming here, Black Manta, Dr. Stephen and his friend's life is saved. But he himself starts researching more there, for which he goes down the ice, and when he goes deeper, he sees a broken black trident there. Black Manta, as he picks up that trident and connects that broken trident similarly, he sees the real owner of that trident, which is the Codex, and he says in Black Manta's memories that after wielding my trident, you will become very powerful, and you will also be able to take revenge from your enemy Aquaman, and you will be able to do everything you want. After this we come to know that the world situation has become very bad. Global warming is increasing in the world, due to which tsunamis and floods keep coming. Due to this, many problems are also coming in the ocean. Because of all these things, many creatures of the ocean are also dying. And regarding this, Atlantis has held a meeting, in which Arthur is also present. In the meeting of the Council of Atlantis, Arthur suggests that they should talk to the people of the outside world and share their advanced technologies with the UN, so that the outer world can also progress and then they can solve all these problems. But as of course Atlantis Council members do not agree with this, and they refuse Arthur by saying that sharing their technology with the outer world will only cause problems. In the next scene we all see Black Manta, whose Zota is completely ready, and now he wants to somehow enter Atlantis and steal the Orichalcum from there. Now here I will tell you in the maps that Orichalcum, basically, Atlantis Kingdom has a substance that works like fuel, and along with that, there are many benefits of Orichalcum. To get Orichalcum, Black Manta joins his team and enters Atlantis and attacks there. After seeing Black Manta's attack, Mera goes to him, but because Black Manta was very powerful in his suit, that's why he hurts Mera. Due to Black Manta's attack, Mera gets unconscious. But after this, Black Manta, as soon as someone attacks Mera, Arthur comes there before him, after which Black Manta and Arthur fight each other. But then Black Manta sends his team's signal to Black Manta so that he knows that his team has stolen the Calcom and he can leave from here. After this, Black Manta successfully leaves from there. After Black Manta leaves, we see that Mera's condition is very bad, and so Mera and Aquaman have Mera's father Nereus, and Aquaman's mother also came. Aquaman's mother tells Aquaman that this thing is going to think a lot, and if Black Manta really came to take Ori and Calam in Atlantis, then surely something bad is going to happen. But then Aquaman, Arthur, after hearing this, tells his mother that he will need the help of ORM in this matter. ORM is Arthur's younger brother, and this is because Arthur answers that along with ORM, Atlantis, he also knows a lot about Ori and Calam. He also told a lot about the history of Atlantis. But after hearing all this, Arthur's mother tells him that ORM is in the jail of the Fisherman Kingdom. So how can he come here? But after hearing this, Arthur tells his mother that he will go to that jail and bring his brother ORM. After this, Aquaman does the same. He goes straight to the jail of the Fisherman Kingdom and finds ORM there. And then he comes out with ORM. But after coming out, we see that ORM is surrounded by the guards of the Fisherman Kingdom. And we also see that ORM's condition is very bad. Because he was not given proper food in this jail, because of which his body had become very weak. But after coming up, as the water touches the body of ORM as the ocean water, ORM again gathers again like before and his powers become like before, after which ORM alone beats all the guards, and then they both brothers leave from there. On the way, both brothers talk to each other where they both tell each other about their lives. Arthur tells ORM that he is tired of being the king of Atlantis and now he feels bored in this work. But on hearing this, Orn Macabman says that the king's throne that his father prepared for him since childhood, and he also tried since childhood to become a king, that Atlantis's throne is with him, that is with Arthur, but he doesn't care about this throne. This is a very strange thing. But after all this, those two brothers go straight to King Fish, where they go and ask him about Black Manta, on which he tells them that Black Manta can meet them on Pacific Volcanic Island, which is in the south direction. After listening to him, those two brothers go straight to that volcanic island. But here they see that the entire direction of this island has changed. It seemed that the smoke was spreading by burning the auric alchem here. And because of that smoke, the plants and animals here have also mutated. Because of which their size has increased a lot. Even the rats here are so big that their size has increased even more than the elephant. In the next scene, we all see Dr. Stephen. Which is located at the time of Black Manta here. Dr. Stephen, seeing the broken trident of the Codex, he grabs it with his hands, but as soon as he grabs it with his hands he sees Codex in his mind, which starts to influence him to do something wrong. But then Black Manta comes there and then he takes the trident from his hand, and then he says to him that you wanted to know, Dr. Stephen, what is my purpose? So my purpose is that I make Arthur and finish his whole family, and if I have to deal with some evil to do so, I am ready for it. After this, we see that while searching for this location of Black Manta, Arthur and ORM come here. But as soon as they come here, they meet Dr. Stephen. Dr. Stephen understands that both Arthur and ORM have come from Atlantis. And that's why he tells them that this Black Manta wants to destroy both Arthur Curry and Atlantis with the help of auric alchem. Along with this, he tells Arthur and ORM about that black trod dent and tells them about the memories that he sees after catching him. But then at the same time, Black Manta's team members attack them, but these two brothers face them together. But then Black Manta comes in front of them. He is also in his proper suit, and then he fights with these two. But then during the fight, Arthur's brother ORM caught that black trident by mistake, because of which he also gets the memories of Codex, because of which he loses his concentration for some time. And then taking advantage of this, Black Manta attacks ORM, which can cause ORM to get injured here. Black Manta gets hit by these two, but when he feels that he can kill them alone, then he comes to Nereus from Atlantis, which means Arthur's father-in-law, and he comes here to help them, and then he takes them out of there. After leaving there and coming to a safe place, we see that there are Arthur, ORM, Nereus, Mira and Arthur's mother here. ORM tells them everything about Black Trident. He tells them that Atlantis was the one who was searching for Atlantis, who became King Atlan, the first king of Atlantis, and his great King Atlan's trident is in the hands of Arthur. But King Atlan also had a brother whose name was Codex, and this Black Trident that we saw was made by that Codex. And the way King Atlan ruled Atlantis, in the same way Codex ruled the kingdom of Necros, which was a dark kingdom. But the trouble started when Codex showed his real form. Actually, Codex wanted to steal the Kori Kalam of Atlantis and become more powerful than him, and he was doing this, but due to his doing this, many creatures of Atlantis and the ocean were dying. Along with this, diseases were spreading inside Atlantis. But after seeing all this, King Atlan comes against the Codex and tells him to stop all this. But in response to this, Codex revolts against his elder brother Atlan, after which there is a war between them. In that war, King Atlan defeats Codex and imprison him, and Codex was imprisoned for eternity. For this, King Atlan used his blood, because of which Codex is in a magical prison where it is impossible for him to get out. After this, ORM also tells everyone that now that Codex is in Black Manta's mind, and that's why he wants to use it to free himself. After listening to all this, Arthar and ORM's mother also understands the whole story. And that's why she tells everyone that she also knows about Codex. And she knows that Codex can only be freed when someone's blood is used from King Atlas' clan, that is, someone's blood is used who has the blood of King Atlas. And obviously, the blood of King Atlas will be in him, which belongs to the royal family of Atlantis, meaning that in the present time Arthur and his mother, and also just now in the world Arthur's son, meaning Arthur Jr. After hearing all this, Arthur understands that his son's life is in danger, because it is obvious that the easiest target for Black Manta is Arthur's son. After this, Arthur goes straight to his house, where he sees that everything has been destroyed. His son is missing and his father is injured. When he asks his father tells him that Black Manta came here and he took his son, which means that Arthur's suspicion was right. After this, Arthur and ORM both go to rescue Arthur's son, but before going there, Arthur's mom tells him that always remember one thing, that you both are brothers and no matter what happens, you have to support each other. After this, Arthur, ORM and their partner Nereus, they all go together and directly reach the location of Black Manta and attack there. When they reach there, a very big monster attacks them, the monster in front of which Nereus gets trapped, but then ORM helps Nereus and then Nereus finds out that the ORM he always thought was wrong, he is actually a good person. Here we see that Black Manta has Arthur's son, but there is also Dr. Stephen who to save the child. He starts running away from there, but Black Manta sees him and so he hurts him and snatches the child. But then when Black Manta is about to kill Arthur's son, Arthur comes there who challenges him for a fight. In the fight between these two, Black Manta is heavy on Arthur, and that is because Black Manta is not Black Manta but it is actually Codex, because Codex was heavy on Black Manta's body. But Mera takes advantage of all this and runs away from there, but he sees Black Manta going from there and that is why he attacks him with his black trident. But as soon as that black trident hits Mera, he catches ORM before that and saves Mera and Arthur's son. But here we also see that ORM takes over Codex's body as soon as Codex's black trident comes, and he starts to think that his brother Arthur has done wrong with him and actually he is the one who is worthy of being the king of Atlantis, and that's why ORM attacks Arthur. But Arthur stops ORM and he tells him that he has to control himself. And that's why ORM remembers his mother's words, who told him that Arthur is his brother and no matter what, they have to support each other. But in the midst of all this, the Codex slowly revives itself and there is life in his body, but at the right time, and leaves his black trident. But we see that it was too late because the Codex had revived itself. After seeing Codex in front of him, Arthur attacks him with his black trident, but he easily catches his black trident and tries to attack Arthur. But before that, Arthur uses his own trident to attack Codex, after which Arthur's trident breaks Codex's black trident and directly hits Codex, which ends Codex, and as Codex ends, this place called Necros is destroyed and slowly it starts to break down. This is why Black Manta gets trapped down, but after seeing him in trouble, Arthur helps him to get out of the place, that he will rather die than take his help, and that's why Black Manta gets trapped there and Arthur and his friends get out of there. After this, Arthur tells ORM that now you are free because you don't need to go to any jail, and we will tell the Fisherman Kingdom that you are trapped here, and that's why go and live your life. After this we see that ORM also considered Arthur as his brother, and that's why ORM also tells Arthur that Atlantis needs a king. Like you are a king. Then after this scene we see that Arthur reveals Atlantis to the world, and he comes to the outer world and tells him everything about Atlantis, and then he also tells the outer world that from now on he will share the technology of Atlantis with the world so that they will make the world better. And then after this scene we see that from now on Arthur lives in water and outside water in both places and spends time with his family happily. And with this, the movie ends here. So, friends, this was the video on the story of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. You all must tell me the story of the movie and how did you like our explanation video in the comments. If you liked the video, then like it and share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then subscribe now and press the bell icon. So that's it for today's video. I will meet you in some other amazing video. Till then,